You're live.
Hey guys, it's me. A long time no see. Um, just gonna do an update today. Nothing major, I guess. Just miss you guys and want to let you know what's been happening over the last couple months. Um, let's start out with a cute little video.
Is there sound on this?
I There is sound on it, but it's music. So,
Oh, okay.
but it's YouTube music from YouTube.
Yeah, I don't hear anything and I don't know why.
I don't know either. But
Yeah.
you can find this on Horse Gal with the music on the Horse Gal channel. So if you want to see it with the music, go ahead and watch on Horse Gal on YouTube. Horse Gal 1971 on YouTube. Okay, there you go. Those are all my beautiful goaties right after giving baby bottles to all my little bottle babies. That's the last one was, now it's just going on repeat, but the last one was Little Lucky Goat. We've had quite the season. It's been a really tough kidding season for me. On top of all my medical things, kidding season has been the roughest ever, and I guess every goat person has those seasons. But I never expected it to happen to me because I research and research and research about every little possibility and how I can avoid it, anything bad happening. But there are good parts. We'll start with the good stuff. Um, we want to show, yeah, my mother-in-law came to visit a couple weeks ago, and that's her with the three bottle babies. We have Lucky, the blind goat. We have Wild Bill, who lives up to his name, and Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley is the little pretty girl with the dandelions in the
Cute.
picture.
Cute.
Isn't she
She
adorable?
is
She really.
cute.
Um, her mama was my very favorite. I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try not to, but her mom was my very favorite and my first milk goat. She's the face of Groovy Goaties,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, when she was, oh my God, I'm sorry. This is
No,
so
take a
hard.
breath. It's okay. Take a breath. I get it. Believe me.
When she gave birth to her, and she had this little girl had a twin, and the twin was stuck up in her, and I had my goat guru, the breeder, that I actually bought Coco from, the mama, and he's so great because he came because I'm fairly new to it, and he came to help me because no vets would come, and tried to help um in the kidding. I already had her out at that point, but it was a difficult birth,
Uh huh.
and oh my God, I did not intend to do this. I was going to be so stoic about it, but um, she was coming out just her head without her toes, and it's supposed to be toes, nose,
Uh huh.
to come out, and it was just her head, and so I had to help her come out, and it was really rough. It was really hard to get her out, and she suffered from the birthing,
Uh huh.
but I got her out. But she was having a hard time still. But we had another baby that was in there, and by then my friend came and he was helping, and the other one was way back in, and it's her neck was twisted way back, and she was just coming 1 foot out. one foot and her head back, and I guess that's the toughest dyssocia to deal with. And he got her out, and she was alive when she came out, but um, we tried everything to revive her. Like I can't even go through everything, but he went through everything he could to revive her. He's very knowledgeable and did everything he could, and he couldn't revive her. Um, so yeah, anyway, she passed away, but Mama was still alive at that point. And I stayed up all night taking care of that little one. Her name's Annie Oakley, with a nod to Little Orphan Annie. Uh, but her mom, the next morning, after I stayed up all night with her and her mother, her mama passed away in the
Oh,
morning. And that was a hard loss for me because all my goats are my pets. I love them so much. And I stayed up for almost a week straight, making sure that little one was going to make it.
hmm.
And she did. So
Well, good.
I'm very proud of that. Okay, God, I did not mean to cry.
No, it's all right. Like I said
I
in the
think
green
that's
room,
why it's spread all over my face at this point.
you're very
Good thing I know
caring, and that's what makes you a good person. So,
I'm yeah, so when she survived, and I was take she it was touch and go for a long time. I didn't even name her for a few days because I really didn't anticipate her surviving because she was that bad off. And I stayed awake night and day. I fed her every 2 hours. And um, this is, mind you, right after I got out of the hospital.
wow.
Right after, like a couple days after I got out of the hospital, this whole thing happened. I was up, all night with Coco when she was in labor, and then the night after she had labor, and then yeah, last month was hell. Okay. It was full, it was a roller coaster. There was good things and there was bad things and good things and bad things. But yeah. So I stayed up all night and for days, feeding her every couple hours. And she was so depressed though, because she was by herself and didn't have any siblings or any other goats to be with. And she'd wake up to feed, and if we played with her, she actively playing with her, she was fine. But with my health, I couldn't actively play with her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to my goat guru and asked him if he had any bottle babies that he wanted to sell, because I wanted to get her a cuddle buddy, because
Uh-huh.
that really helps with baby goats. They really need a companion, someone to cuddle with, especially if I was going to put her back in the barn with the other goats, because she was at that point she'd been in the house with me in this room right here. Um, this is our catch-all room. I've nursed quite a few goats in this room, so um, then she wouldn't. I don't know. She would eat, and unless you like kept her stimulated, kept playing with her, she would just lay down and go to sleep. So I I asked my buddy if he had any bottle babies he wanted to sell, and sure enough, he had two. He said one of them was blind, and he didn't know what to do with it because he worked full time, and on top of the goat thing, he worked full time, and he didn't know what to do with the poor thing. And so he let me adopt him.
Right
So
on.
that's how I ended up with Lucky, the blind goat. And since I'm home all day and this goat needs a little special attention, not knowing what the hell I'm getting into, I took him too. And probably the best thing I ever did. But do you want to show the little Lucky, the blind goat
Yeah. Let me shut.
video? Take a little pressure off me, please. There's music behind this one too.
Well, for some reason, I'm not getting any music. out of anything.
Oh, that's all right. But anyway, this is Lucky, and I was trying to catch him playing because when he plays, he is so adorable. Uh, he's such a strong little boy, and he will do this little jumpy, kicky thing. Like if you've ever seen a bull in a rodeo, you know the bucking bulls, how they turn and twist and buck.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he plays because he will do slow circles, start small and do wider and wider and wider, and then he'll go small again, and then he'll do the bucky thing in a circle with his hind end going around his front end, and it's the cutest thing you ever seen in your life. It's just so cute. I'm trying to catch it on video, but he is just an amazing little goat, and he's so strong, and he's figuring things out. He can find his food, he can find his friends, and little Annie goat and Wild Bill is the little black and white one you see there. That's the one I bought to go with him, and the blind goat just came with him, and I adopted the blind goat. But I bought the little black and white one. They are Nigerians. Annie goat is a pure alpine goat, so she's a full size goat.
Mm-hmm.
I because she was so weak and so small, I wanted tinier goats to play with her. And these are Nigerians. They're small, little dwarf goats, and it worked out really good. And they're still cuddle buddies right now. They get put in the stall at night, but he goes out with all the other goats during the day and explores his little place, and he's starting to climb. He plays. It's amazing to watch a baby goat like learn, and who's blind. He has a disability, which, you know, if you have kind of a disability or problems like I have, um, and you have, like, you face challenges that a lot of people don't face. I'm facing challenges that I never, you know, well, I didn't have to face when I was younger, but now I have to face them. So
So
it's,
was he born blind?
yes,
Ah.
he was born blind, and there could be a lot of reasons for that. I mean, it could be pink eye, like if he was born with that virus for pink eye, that could happen. But I'm thinking it was his umbilical cord broke off before he left the birth canal. And if that happens, they open their eyes the minute the umbilical cord detaches. And if they do that, the amniotic fluid will burn their eyes and they'll never be able to see again. So I'm thinking that's what happened to that poor guy. So yeah. But Annie, the one I got these other two goats for. Okay, they all lived in the house for 3 weeks, by the way. Um, that's how much I love my goats. All three of them were in the house. The other two didn't live in the house before they came here, but I had to have them with Annie, so I put them in the house. So she would have little cuddle buddies at night, especially as the feedings were getting further and further apart. I mean, starting out at every 2 hours, and every three, and then four, and then, you know, working up from then. And during that sleepy time, they had cuddle buddy, and then when she was awake, she could play, which it worked wonders. Like, I do not regret getting another goat just for her. So anyway, that's the Goaties situation. I'm really sad. We lost Coco. That wasn't the end of my strife, but you know, we do have Leche's babies, the James brothers, the troublemakers. We have Frank and Jesse James. Those are the little long-eared guys in the video. The black and brown one with the longer ears. And they're troublemakers. They're great, especially Jesse. Jesse James is a wild man. He's just wild and fun. So those two were born great, no problem. and then Miss Reba had her babies. Of course, more drama and trauma there. She wasn't progressing in her labor. The babies weren't going up the birth canal, so we had to go in and get her labor moving along. They were not malpositioned. It's just that they weren't going up the birth canal. They were just stuck there in the uterus. So they came out slowly, one at a time, very slowly, and they were perfectly fine, healthy, wonderful. And we got them on the teeth. They were getting their colostrum, all that stuff. They were great. At that point, I'd been up for 2 days straight, no sleep. And the morning I went out to bottle feed. Those babies were nursing, went out for the afternoon bottle feeding, and the babies were panting on the ground. Yeah, anyway, I tried to save them. I did everything I could. The first one passed away almost immediately. The second one, I stayed up feeding every 2 hours. It wasn't sucking. It wasn't. There was no sucking instinct or reflex, and I kept it alive and a temperature. It kept going back and forth between too cold and too hot, which is what I suffered through with poor Annie too. But she got through it. And after the baby surviving the night, I thought would be fine. But took him to the vet as soon as I could, and at that point, I mean, there was no other problems other than the baby was seizing constantly. The little kid, I'm sorry, I call the baby, but fur babies. They're all fur babies. They're babies, but it's a little kid, and the vet said it was seizing and had neurological damage, and so he had to put that one down. So that was it. I'm sorry, I'm depressing, but we're gonna get into fun stuff, gardening. But that is why I have been gone so long between doctors, hospital visits, and goating.
You've had enough on your plate for anybody, so you know.
I'm sorry to depress everybody. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
But you know what? We have all the beautiful babies we have. We have 5 beautiful babies that are so healthy and so happy. So I'm very grateful for those guys, especially little Annie, that is my very favorite Coco's baby, and she's always gonna be a special goat here. So, and Miss Reba, I feel bad for her. She still misses her babies.
Oh
She's
yeah, they will.
she's the one that always has her nose in the camera when I'm out there. Her nose is always there. She's always up there getting loves because she's very loved, very much loved. Yeah. Anyway, oh, there's Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't come on with us too. Yeah, mulching. It's tough. It's hard work. It's hard work. We're getting into the gardening now that I went through all the sad stories of goats, but happy stuff too. There's happy stuff too. Did a lot of work with the oh yeah, the wildfire smoke from Canada out that way. We had it a couple weeks ago. The smoke from Canada. Did you have it at all?
No, we didn't. It messed us. We've had, it's been so breezy here. It's just pushing everything to the east. You know.
Oh well, thank you for sending us that smoky
You're
air.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can have it.
Oh, mm. I want nothing to do with the smoky air, but it's kind of bypassing us now. Now we just have rainstorm after, which I'm grateful for. Rainstorm after rainstorm after rainstorm. We're getting ready to have one right now. Just looking out the window.
No thunderstorms, though. No lightning or any of that stuff.
Oh yeah, we have lightning. There's
Great.
been a lot of lightning. Yeah, but Sandy, you're very missed. We would have loved to have you on. I know how things go, obviously. obviously. But anyway, let's get to the gardening stuff.
Okay, I'll let you talk while I run this video, okay?
Okay, which video is it? Is it which one is it? Is it the one?
That
Oh,
one.
this is the front yard. Let's go back. Can we go to the my? This is just the front garden.
What do you want to do here? This one.
That garden, but the full video I sent you of
This
that
one right
garden.
here?
Yeah,
Okay,
that one.
here we go. Here we go.
Is the sound going to be on this one?
Nope, for some reason the sound's not working today.
That's so weird. Okay, anyway, that rose right there is a climbing rose. I just planted that 2 weeks ago, and that it'll pan up in a minute. I'm gonna have grow over the entrance to the garden. It's just a beautiful yellow orange that has some, I don't know, it's yellow rose with orange in the middle when it starts up. Anyway, I'm gonna grow it up this archway and down the other side. That's the entrance to the garden, and that's my garbage that I didn't clean up. Well, it's not garbage, it's just all my gardening stuff. Anyway, there's some perennial and annual little ground cover along the trough and the little chicken um, composting area. That's where I throw all my compost, and that's where all the cool chicks hang out. There's a zinnia and then elderberry bush that I planted there. It's not leafing out yet. I just got it. There is a tiny little bud on that one. Then in the pots on there, there's some chamomile and there's some micro dwarf tomatoes. I believe those are yellow balcony in that particular thing, although I did not label them all. That is the toothache plant, which I think is really cool. It's kind of like clove, sort of, the way it will numb your teeth or your gums or your mouth. Then there's another elderberry bush. That is a tomato I had not labeled, but it's a full, on what do you call them? An indeterminate tomato. All the ones in the little pots are dwarf or micro dwarf tomatoes. So I have those in pots, and then of course there's a little flower.
Looks like Shanda's garden. She's got plants in pots all over the place.
Oh, it's nice. The lettuce. Oh my gosh, that's the romaine style lettuce.
Yeah.
And the strawberries right there with a daisy in there. That's a plant my daughter got me for Mother's Day. The flower. That's my herb bed, which I have rosemary, cilantro, parsley, dill.
Chicken's eyeballing it.
Oh yeah, if they could reach it, they'd get it. Those are garlic and weeds. Lots of weed. It's a never-ending battle. No rain there, really, Sandy? Okay, there's a thyme plant that I just planted there. They're just seed starts I did, and a mint. And more tomatoes. I planted so many tomatoes. So
you like tomatoes, huh?
I love tomatoes. I didn't have near enough last year, so I probably overdid it. Those are potatoes. And my green stalk. I'm so proud of my green stalk. It has all the micro dwarf tomatoes and strawberries on the one side. And on the other side, which you'll go around to the other side, it's lettuces and spinach and strawberry on the other side. Look at those baby tomatoes. I'm so excited about those. I think those are the orange hat variety tomatoes. But then the different varieties of lettuce and spinach, and some of it's starting to bolt at the very bottom. It's starting to bolt, but that's okay. I'll let it go to seed and flower right there, bolting. But it is what it is. I got little baby strawberries on there. I'm excited for those. Those are beans.
What kind of beans? Bush beans or?
Bush beans. Yeah, they're jade bush beans.
Ah.
Yeah, and then I have squash in that row. Um, there's some flowers randomly placed in there. This is kind of my berry bush area. That's an aronia berry, I think. I don't know. It's an Arctic aronia berry or something like that. It's a white berry. Then there's more zinnias. There's another white blackberry right there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And those are raspberries. And in between is a moss rose, and then more zinnias amongst some weeds, and more tomatoes, and more tomatoes right there.
Do you
Those
can
are,
those tomatoes, or you dry them, or what do you do with them? You can't
I'm
possibly
going
eat
to,
them all.
I'm going to can them, but you better believe I will be eating a whole bunch of them
A whole
before I
bunch of them.
can, because I love tomatoes and making salads. There's, yeah, there's a lot of basil in there, and I've sunflowers just kind of strewn about. They're volunteers, and I just leave them because they grow so tall they won't shade out anything. That's an apple tree, and I'm so excited because we just planted that this spring, and there's baby apples on it already.
Wow, how did you make that happen?
Well, it's one of those that has grafted multi varieties,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a very large apple tree. It's probably about 9 feet
Oh,
tall.
okay. All right.
So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's basil, and with the tomatoes, it's mammoth basil. I have three varieties of basil: mammoth basil, lemon basil, and just regular pesto basil. I have cucumbers planted in that. That's another indeterminate tomato that the chickens got to before I realized they could reach through there and eat the eat the thing. Um, yeah, we're getting a lot of rain, Sandy. Usually we don't have rain. So it's really odd for us to have as much rain as we've had. But
Well, I'm glad you're not drying
it,
up. You had a hard
yeah,
time
I did
last
notice
year.
that there was myth on that crate. Oh my gosh.
Is
I
that
gotta paint
is that
crate.
bad?
Well, I gotta paint it because it's like it says Smith on it. I don't want that. Anyway, that's more chamomile, more tomatoes. I know I have the pineapple. Oh, that's the pesto basil, but I have pineapple, um, spoon tomato, and I think um, I don't know, blue indigo chocolate or something like that tomato. And I've had to replace a few tomatoes. Thank goodness I planted extra because I've had a lot of plants eaten and I've had a lot of them die when I was in the hospital. And not for people not helping me because they did try to help. Okay, more lettuce. And there's that little purple plant is amaranth. We'll see how that goes. This eggplant right there. Peas growing up,
Mm, good.
trellis on that side.
We've got peas coming out our ears. So,
Oh man, that's just so hard to plant peas. There's more cucumber in that pot. We have grapes growing on three sides of that trellis. That's another sunflower, and that's another daisy right there. I have cosmos planted in the little pocket on both sides of that trellis bed thing. There's beets. I had the best radishes ever that I've ever grown in there. Oh no, I'm excited.
what's that all over the ground? Is that hog fuel on the ground, or what is that?
Hog fuel? What?
What is that material you've got? It's not bark dust. It's not bark chips.
It's wood chips.
It's wood chips. Okay, so it is hog fuel. That's what we call hog fuel out here.
Oh, you do? I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my peppers and my tomatoes. More tomatoes. I'm dwarf and micro dwarf tomatoes in those little front beds. Um, and in the back is my mustard, Japanese giant red mustard. That is awesome. Like that was just like a fun thing to grow, but oh my gosh, it tastes so good. So good. It tastes like horseradish.
Oh, okay.
It's really
It's
crazy.
got a lot of
I can't
flavor to it
wait
then,
to,
huh?
yeah, I've just been eating raw, but I can't wait to cook with it. Just putting like slivers of that in your salad. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. No, but the wood chips I got for free from I really chamomile this book. Anyway, I got those from free from an arborist, and that's what you see in the goat pen is all that wood chips. Like we have tons of it.
Mm-hmm.
Never ending supplies for free. They just want a place to dump it.
Nice.
And it makes the garden beds look so sweet. So nice. Oh, artichoke. I'm super excited about the artichoke. I've tried several times to plant and grow the artichoke, but I always had it in the backyard garden and the dogs always found a way to dig it up.
Oh no.
But yeah, I have cosmos and some flowers and all that growing along.
Chickens are hanging out.
And there's where the cool chick hangout is. All the cool chicks hang out there. Anyway, that's the garden I'm very proud of.
Well, that's a
Oh,
nice
flowers
video.
planted
Yeah,
there.
it's a nice video you shot there, Chris. It looks good.
Well, I'm not the best videographer at
No, it
all, but
looks good. Very thorough, and you did a lot of things. And I think it's better to have you the sound off and have you describe everything. It's good. I've got to fix the
oh, I'm
sound.
just so proud of it. I'm so
Yeah, you
proud
did
of
a
it.
good job. I like that. Now, did you stack pots like that, or are they nailed to a post, or what?
Which pot?
The tree of pots that have the plants in them. That's in the middle.
Oh no, it's just a
That thing.
arch thing that was made out of a cattle panel.
Oh, okay.
It was,
Okay.
well, actually, it's a pig panel to be
The
precise.
pig
You
panel.
just bend it. It's just a 16-foot long panel. You buy it at Cal Ranch or Tractor Supply or
Mm-hmm.
what? Actually, Cal Ranch is a little, but you can get a cattle panel or that. But I like the pig panels because I use them for other things.
Are
For the
those
goats specifically because they have really small things.
are those really
Square.
expensive, or are they pricey,
No,
or?
they're 16 feet. They're right. Well, they used to be like $30, but now they're like $50 for 16 feet.
And it's just a panel of wood,
No, it's panel. It's welded wire kind of panel, and you just bend
wire.
it and
Oh, okay.
you bend it over, and it
Uh,
makes an arch,
okay. All right.
and then you can use it as a trellis
Oh, okay.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my little garden, and I did have the video of the front
This one.
and the side garden. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Let's fire it up. There we go.
Okay, so we're starting here. That's a strawberry bed. This is an antique, like train car part little thing,
Uh
but
huh.
yeah, our elderly roommate planted strawberries in there. Fence, fence, fence. This is just a bed that has reseeded, naturally reseeded marigolds in it and some lettuces. This is just sage that just keeps going and going. So we get that every year. That's Coleman the cat has been hanging out under cars or something because he's got a grease back. No, what do you call them? Asparagus.
Asparagus.
And there's carrots reseeded from the year before, and there was also oregano in there. I didn't say that in the video. Marigold, asparagus, a rose that was just planted this year, more asparagus, more tomatoes, dwarf tomatoes. I think it's dwarf Bendigo drop tomato and a cherry bush, I think is the other one. I'm trying to remember. There's so many. Oh, and rosemary behind it. that was a beautiful rose bush.
Mm-hmm.
There were beautiful tulips all around there, but they're gone now. We have chrysanthemum plant there, another bush tomato, another chrysanthemum, thyme, lots of weeds. There's those little tree seed weeds that grow up. They're crazy. All the little white specks, they're weed seeds from box elder trees. So, yeah, they're a pain. That is mint. That is an
Onion.
onion, another onion. That is chamomile, more chamomile. I love chamomile tea, so I'm growing lots of chamomile.
Where are the dandelions?
The dandelions were in the lawn,
They're in the lawn. Okay, just checking.
but I forbid my husband to take them down. That's just random brassicas and some garlic and stuff in that front bed. It didn't it that bed never does quite well, cabbage and whatever. It never does very well there. I'm working on improving that soil. This was a garden bed that looked gorgeous in the spring, but right now it looks like crap. But it had irises and tulips and another type of bulb that looks gorgeous in the spring. It'll look great again in the fall. Let's see. That's my husband's garden back there. That's the side of the house. And that's another asparagus bed. Probably like asparagus. And then there's strawberries and peas underneath the strawberries in that half barrel thing. There's corn. There is kale and tomato, two rambunctious tomatoes, and more peas. Like the peas do best there. And then we have apple trees there, and there's a couple apple trees in the back, which we'll get to. And way back in the back on a table, there's chives.
Oh, chives. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the front yard garden with the tractor and manure spreader and all.
Cool.
And then there's one more that shows the back patio.
I don't see that one. Did I miss that one?
I know I should get you a couple, but it's not that big a deal. I just went through it really fast.
And this is the back garden right there.
Yeah,
just
those are
looked at
just
that,
still
and those are the
pictures of
stills.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Good. We got it. So
So that's it.
that's the garden, man. Looks great, front and
I was
back.
really hoping we'd have more interaction with the peeps, but they forgot about me. It's been too long.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they'll watch it on the restream. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, you gotta, in order to maintain, people look for you, you know, and after you do a show all the time, and you know, we've got a set time on ours for Saturday night. Every Saturday night, we've done our show for, gosh, 3 years, I think. Every Saturday
Well,
night,
instead
7 o'clock.
of being very predictable at first, and then all this crap hit me all at once.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. You should.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
But you know what?
it's hard when you're not in good health. Well, you can't plan.
I can't plan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like there's times I just can't. I do the best I can. Thank you so much, Sandy, and thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I'm getting good views on the shorts and stuff, so I'm not gonna complain.
That's really. Yeah, and again, we couldn't get the card up until this morning anyway because it was locked out. So.
Yeah, the stupid
Mm.
YouTube community guidelines strike I got.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
we got that for you. So we're
Well,
apologizing.
whatever.
We don't even know what we did. So you know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't go into detail. I'm just like, when am I gonna be back up? Because I'm gonna try to be more, at least do some shorts and some more community posts. I'm gonna try to be better with that. In the summer, I'm definitely better than in the winter. Because in the winter, I suck.
Yeah, it's hard in the winter because the weather's so cold and nasty. So, yeah, It's a tough road to hoe. I gotta
Oh,
say, you do look really good. You're looking good, Chris. You've lost a little
well, losing
weight.
weight for being sick is great.
Yeah, I know. But you look good. You look really good. So.
Thank you, Oz. You look great too.
Oh well, thank you.
I miss your face, and
Uh,
yeah, I
I
just miss the interaction with the people here. Yeah, it is what it is. Being a horrible pain, and until you know, yeah, the pain. Oz and I, honestly, and
mhm.
Sandy too, have been through. You don't really understand.
No, got my
It's
gallbladder chopped out of me about 67 days ago. So that wasn't fun. Uh, Still recovering from that, I think, because it was really irritated down there. So I don't know how long that's going to be. So, but there's
yeah.
always something that could be worse, though. I guess we should look at a glass half full and count our blessings, shouldn't
It could always be
we? Yep.
worse,
Yep.
and you got to count your blessing, of which I have many.
All right,
I
Sandy. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in.
love you, Sandy. Mwah. I'm sorry you couldn't be here on the show, but thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Always love you. We'll see you. We'll see you in the Doomosphere
In the Doomosphere.
for sure. All right, Oz, thank you so much
Sure.
for helping me out with this. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more on top of it over the summer at least. I think I can do that. Oh, Veg! Veg! Hi, Veg.
Vegematic. There he is. Yeah, veg.
Yay! I'm going to try to be more consistent over the summer because summers are usually way easier than winter.
Yeah, and I'll have the sound fixed too. I'm sorry that didn't work today. I don't
But
know why.
I'll
I'm shocked
start
actually.
having some veg action on in my chat. That always makes me happy. Some
Good.
Sandy and some veg. That was cool. You and Sandy doing a show together. You guys are amazing. Absolutely. A little late, but we're done, bitch. But definitely watch out because I'm gonna be doing more, and maybe I can have you on again. Um,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Definitely, that would be. I miss my people, and hopefully this summer I can get a little bit more into it. But I know Oz is busy and tired and sick, and we need to go. But I love you guys so much. Thank you too for showing up, Sandy and Bitch. Is what it is. Um,
When do you
Hopefully,
think you'll want to shoot for doing another one?
I definitely want to keep at least once a month,
Yeah, I think that's a good
if
idea. At least, yeah.
at least. And I want to do. I'm going to be doing a lot more shorts because they're super easy.
Yeah, we'll get a lot of views too. People see
I
those.
definitely want to do the blind goat one because it's interesting to me to see how a little blind goat, a little disabled goat, figures stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
It it's amazing how he can find his food and his water and
Mm-hmm.
his friend. You know,
Yeah.
it's inspiring.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to follow his little journey and my journey with him on this channel for sure. On top of the garden and wherever else this takes me. So
Yeah. For sure.
yeah, I will definitely reach out to you, Veg, for sure. We'll talk in the background for sure. He's one of my very favorite guests, as you know.
Cool. Yeah.
So thank you, Oz.
Sure. My pleasure.
I guess let's just get out the door and I'll talk to you guys as soon as I can. And I'm definitely going to be more out there over the summer. I feel so much better in the summer. I'm solar powered. I
Yeah,
do
me
way
too.
better.
My hat's got a little thing here, and my battery's down to 1%, so I gotta recharge that. So solar power.
There you go.
All right. So
All right,
thanks
guys.
everybody, and thank you, Chris. It's always fun jumping in here with you.
Thank you so much.
Have a
You
great
guys have a good one. And all you in the replay,
uh,
thank you too.
later.